भगवते वासुदेवाय। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Nashtiprayeshu Avadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 24, chanting the song sung by Lord Shiva, text number 47-48. So Lord Shiva is glorifying or talking about the beauty of the Lord. He's explaining the beauty of the Lord. Priti prahisita pangmal ke roop pangam alke roop shovitam लसत पंकज किंजल कदो कूलम मुष्टकुंडलम स्फुरत किरीट वल्य हार नूपुर मेखलम शंख चक्र गदा पद्मा माला मणि उत्तम अर्धिमत. The Lord is super excellently beautiful on account of his open and merciful smile and his sidelong glance upon his devotees. His black hair is curly, and his garments, waving in the wind, appear like flying saffron pollen from lotus flowers. His glittering earrings, shining helmet, bangles, garland, ankle belts, waist belt, and various other bodily ornaments combine with conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower to increase the natural beauty of the Kaustubha pearl on his chest. Wow. The word Prahasitapanga, referring to Krishna's smile and sidelong glances at his devotees, specifically applies to his dealings with the gopis. Krishna is always in a joking mood when he increases the feelings of conjugal rasa in the hearts of the gopis. The conch shell, club, disc, and lotus flower can be held either in his hands or seen on the palms of his hands. According to palmistry, the signs of conch shell, club, lotus flower, and the disc mark the palms of great personalities and especially indicate the supreme personality of Godhead. So Prabhupada, he could be holding like in Vishnu, but in Krishna form, there could be marks on his palms. But regardless whether it is Krishna or Vishnu, he is so beautiful. There's nothing more beautiful than Krishna. Of course, Srimati Radharani is much more beautiful. So, but let's not go there right now. And this beautiful smile, mild smile on Krishna's face, and Prabhupada is explaining that specifically comes when he is with gopis. So that is why once the Ramanujacharya was there at Sri Rangam, and the Ranganath deity were taken for the yatra. But Ramanujacharya, while being in the procession, he saw one person was on the side holding an umbrella on this lady's head, and he wasn't even watching Ranganathji. He was looking at his girlfriend, or whoever that lady is, girlfriend or wife. So the procession went along, and Ramanujacharya sent his disciple to call him, and he came, and Ramanujacharya asked him, "What were you doing?" Lord was passing by, and you were busy looking at your wife's or girl's face. He said, "Actually, this lady is so beautiful. His eyes are so beautiful. I just cannot take my eyes off of this. There's nothing more beautiful than this." Ramanujacharya asked him, "Okay, what if I show you something more beautiful than your lady's eyes?" He said, "There cannot be." But Ramanujacharya insisted, "Okay, just see it, then you decide." He said, okay. So Ramacharya asked him to come next day in the temple and take darshan of Lord Rangnath, the big deity. And by Ramanujacharya's mercy, Lord Rangnath ji really gave him the darshan. And when he looked at the lotus eyes of Lord Rangnath, the beauty of Lord Rangnath, he forgot everything. He said, there cannot be anything more beautiful than this. And then both that person and his wife, they became devotees. So this is the beauty of the Lord. Actually, many times people have come to ISKCON temples and they're just amazed by the beauty of the Lord. because how the deities are being worshipped, decorated, glorified, kirtan is going on. They just forget everything else. They just get mystified by the beauty. But that's what the Lord is. And Lord Shiva himself is describing the features of the Lord. Singha skandhat visho bibhrat sobhag griv kostubham shriyan payanya kshipta nikashash more lolasat. The Lord has shoulders just like a lion's. Upon these shoulders are garlands, necklaces, and epaulets, and all of these are always glittering. Besides these, there is the beauty of the Kaustubh Mani pearl, and on the dark chest of the Lord there are streaks named Shrivatsa, which are the signs of goddess of fortune. The glittering of these streaks excels the beauty of the golden streaks on a gold testing stone. Indeed, such beauty defeats a gold testing stone. The curling hair on the shoulders of a lion always appear very, very beautiful. Similarly, the shoulders of the Lord were just like a lion's, and the necklace and garlands, along with Kaustubha pearl necklace, combine to excel the beauty of a lion or the Lord. The chest of the Lord is streaked with Shrivatsa lines, the sign of the goddess of fortune. Consequently, the Lord's chest excels the beauty of a testing stone for gold. The black siliceous stone on which gold is rubbed to test its value always looks very beautiful, being streaked with gold lines. Yet the chest of the Lord excels even such a stone in its beauty. So this gold testing stone, I've never seen it, but I've heard about it. It's very, very black. It's like very black. So if we want to test if the particular metal is gold or it's not, or is it fake, then the jeweler, he just rubs that metal on the testing stone. And if it is gold, it leaves that golden line on the stone. If it is not gold, it will not leave any line. So those golden lines on the black background, it looks very beautiful. But it is the Shrivatsa, or the sign of the lines on the chest of the Lord, the signs of the goddess of fortune. Lord Shiva is comparing that to the gold lines on the gold testing stone. But the chest of the Lord excels even such a stone in its beauty. That's the beauty of the Lord. And his shoulders are very broad, just like a lion. And he's wearing all these garlands and the necklaces and epaulets. I don't know what is epaulet. Pur rechak sambigna vali valga gud lodaram prati sankram mayad vishvam Nabhya Varta Gabhirya. The Lord's abdomen is beautiful due to three ripples in the flesh. Being so round, his abdomen resembles the leaf of a banyan tree. And when he exhales and inhales, the movement of the ripples appears very, very beautiful. The coils within the navel of the Lord are so deep that it appears that the entire universe is sprouted out of it and yet again wishes to go back. So that is the original six packs. So three ripples, beautiful three ripples in the flesh. That's his abdomen. And the coils within the navel of the Lord are so deep that it appears that the entire universe is sprouted out of it. Of course, in the deities, where we have the deities we have in the temple, we don't show the six pack in the deities because we want to show the Lord as in Kishore form, young boy. Radharani is Kishori, then Kishori form. But this is how he is explained. There so many poets have written poems describing the beauty of the Lord. How beautiful the Lord is. Vallabhacharya has written the Madhurashtakam, where he says everything of the Lord is madhur, is sweet. And this is their realizations, and this is how they have described. The Lord is so beautiful. And look at Lord Shiva himself is describing the beauty of the Lord. So somehow, I don't know, because of this, the philosophy given by Shankaracharya, his followers say, oh, the Lord has no form. But Lord Shiva himself is describing the beauty of the Lord. And that is one of the reasons Shankaracharya did not write commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. He could not explain in the impersonal form this beauty of the Lord or the other dealings of the Lord with his devotees. He wrote commentary on Vedanta Sutra, on Bhagavad Gita, but he did not write. He could not touch Srimad Bhagavatam. And when such a beautiful Lord is there to attract us, how can we be attracted by this liquid beauty of the material world? But we, being conditioned souls, we only think of us as body, this body, so we get attracted by the bodies of opposite sex, and then we just remain in the material world. But the beauty of the Lord is incomparable to anything. Prabhupada says, the whole universe is born out of the lotus stem which sprouted from the navel of the Lord. Lord Brahma sat on the top of his lotus stem to create the whole universe. The navel of the Lord is so deep and coiling that it appears that the whole universe again wants to withdraw into the navel, being attracted by the Lord's beauty. The Lord's navel and the ripples on his belly always increase the beauty of his bodily features. The details of the bodily features of the Lord especially indicate the personality of Godhead. Impersonalists cannot appreciate the beautiful body of the Lord, which is described in these prayers by Lord Shiva. Although the impersonalists are always engaged in the worship of Lord Shiva, they are unable to understand the prayers offered by Lord Shiva to the bodily features of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu is known as Shiva Virinchi Nutam, for he is always worshipped by Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. And this is what Prabhupada is saying. How can the impersonalist not appreciate the beautiful bodily features of the Lord, which are described by Lord Shiva himself? They're just busy doing neti, 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 neti. Neti means not this, not that, not this, not that. What is the absolute truth? Ultimately, oh, it's all light. That is boring. What's so fun in being in the light? It's bright and it's light. Here, this is so much attraction. Looking at the face of the Lord, looking at the navel abdomen of the Lord, looking at the shoulders of the Lord, and it is his smile and his eyes, his curly black hair, his helmet, and um, his clothes. They're all beautiful. श्याम श्रोण्य धिरोश्चिष्णु दुकूल स्वर्ण मेखलम समाचार वंगघ्री जंघोरुण निम्न जानु सुदर्शनम. The lower part of the Lord's waist is dark and covered with yellow garments and a belt bedecked with golden embroidery work. His symmetrical lotus feet and the calves, thighs, and joints of his legs are extraordinarily beautiful. Indeed, the Lord's entire body appears to be well built. Lord Shiva is one of the 12 great authorities mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. These authorities are Swayambhuva or Manu, Narad, Shambhu, Kumar, Kapila, Manu, Prahlad, Janak, Bhishma, Bali, Vyasaki, or Shukdev Goswami, and Yamaraj. Or Swayambhu, that is Lord Brahma actually. The impulseless who generally worship Lord Shiva should learn of the transcendental Satchidananda Vigraha of the Lord. Here Lord Shiva kindly describes the details of the Lord's bodily features. Thus the impulseless argument that the Lord has no form cannot be accepted under any circumstance. So Lord not just has a form, he has a most beautiful, most attractive, glorious, well-built form. And it is and he wears yellow garments. See, everything, so much of details are given here. And this is why, because even not talking about Mayavadi, even the other religions, Buddhists, Jainis, Islam, Christianity, Jews, or other religions, they cannot correlate with Hinduism, or especially the Sanatana Dharma, because none of their scriptures talk about the beautiful bodily features of the Lord. None of them. Somebody told me once, I have to confirm it without offending anybody. Somebody told me that in Quran it is written the Lord's form is bluish in color. I haven't heard from any scholar, just somebody told me that. So if that is true, then that bluish color Lord is Krishna or Vishnu. But people have to come to that understanding. And here in Sanatana Dharma scriptures, Vedic scriptures, it's not just described that the Lord is a person, it is described how beautiful that person is. Previous verses when Lord Shiva was describing about Lord Anirudh and Sankarshan and their features, and he was praying to them to control the mind. And now he's describing the beauty of the Lord. So it's not that the beauty of the Lord, just because he's so beautiful, so charming, so soothing, so gentle, it doesn't mean he cannot kill the demons. He's not strong. Krishna was only 6 days old when he killed Putana Rakshasi without even making himself big. When she died, her body was 12 miles long. Krishna was still a 6 days old baby on his on her chest or breasts. So beauty of the Lord doesn't mean he's not powerful. He is very, very powerful. It doesn't have to be like a bodybuilder to be powerful. No, that's his beauty. And he still attracts, not just still, he attracts everybody. So some people are attracted by his beauty, some by he's full of six opulences. So beauty, strength, knowledge, fame, richness, renunciation, all are his opulences. So some are attracted by beauty, some are by richness, some are by strength, knowledge, renunciation. It depends upon the person. But he can attract everybody. That is Supreme Lord. And it's not like it's depicted in sometimes by the Christian scholars. Oh, he's old, very old, with a long beard, white beard flowing, wearing white robes. He's that kind of Lord. Just because he's the original person, he's the oldest of all, doesn't mean he has to look old. That's why we have to understand the scriptures through authorities. We don't make up our own interpretation or our own stuff. Normally, even in India, whenever the painters draw pictures of Lord Brahma, they always show him with a white beard, an old person. Why? They say he's the original person in the universe, the first person of the universe. He has to be old, but why he has to have white beard? So Prabhupada never asked his disciples to show Brahmaji with white beard. Four heads, yeah, but not white beard. Why? So similarly, Krishna. So he's now a Yovanam, Nitya Kishore. Always Kishore, always that young boy. Even in his pastimes, when he was on earth 5,000 years ago performing his pastimes. At the time of Mahabharat war, he was, I think, 87 or 89 years old. Total, he spent time on earth was 125 years. So 87 or 89 years old, and he was grandfather, right, in that sense. But he never looked old beyond 16 years. He never grows old beyond that because he always wants to remain Nitya Kishore. That's his beauty. Pada Sharat Padma Palasharochisha Nakhadyubhirno Antaragam Vidhunvata Pradarshaya Swiyam Apasta Sadvasam Padam Guru Marga Gurustamo Jusham. My dear Lord, your two lotus feet are so beautiful that they appear like two blossoming petals of the lotus flower, which grows during the autumn season. Indeed, the nails of your lotus feet emanate such a great effulgence that they immediately dissipate all the darkness in the heart of a conditioned soul. My dear Lord, kindly show me that form of yours which always dissipates all kinds of darkness in the hearts of a devotee. My dear Lord, you are the supreme spiritual master of everyone. Therefore, all conditioned souls covered with the darkness of ignorance can be enlightened by you as a spiritual master. Lord Shiva has thus described the bodily features of the Lord authoritatively. Now he wants to see the lotus feet of the Lord. When a devotee wants to see the transcendental form of the Lord, he begins his meditation on the Lord's body by first looking at the feet of the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam is considered to be the transcendental sound form of the Lord, and the 12 cantos are divided in accordance with the transcendental form of the Lord. The first and second cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam are called the two lotus feet of the Lord. It's therefore suggested by Lord Shiva that one should first try to see the lotus feet of the Lord. This also means that if one is serious about reading Srimad Bhagavatam, he must begin by seriously studying the first and second cantos. The beauty of the lotus feet of the Lord is compared to the petals of a lotus flower which grows in the autumn season. By nature's law, in autumn, the dirty or muddy waters of rivers and lakes become very clean. At that time, the lotus flowers growing in the lakes appear very bright and beautiful. The lotus flower itself is compared to the lotus feet of the Lord, and the petals are compared to the nails of the feet of the Lord. The nails of the feet of the Lord are very bright, as Brahm Samhita testifies. Anand Chinmaya Sadujjvala Vigrahasya. Every limb of the transcendental body of the Lord is made of Ananda Chinmaya Sadujjval. Thus, every limb is eternally bright. As sunshine dissipates the darkness of this material world, the effulgence emanating from the body of the Lord immediately dries up the darkness in the heart of the conditioned soul. In other words, everyone serious about understanding the transcendental signs and seeing the transcendental form of the Lord must first of all attempt to see the lotus feet of the Lord by studying the first and second cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam. When one sees the lotus feet of the Lord, all kinds of doubts and fears within the heart are vanquished. So by Krishna's mercy, by Prabhupada's mercy, we have covered the first two cantos. So we have seen the lotus feet of the Lord. Now we are third and fourth canto. So that is like the ankles or the calves of the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that in order to make spiritual progress, one must become fearless. Fearfulness is the result of material involvement. It's also said in Srimad Bhagavatam, fearfulness is a creation of the bodily conception of life. As long as one is absorbed in the thought that he is this material body, he is fearful. And as soon as one is freed from this material conception, he becomes Brahma Bhuta or self-realized and immediately becomes fearless. Without being fearless, one cannot be joyful. The bhaktas, the devotees, are fearless and always joyful because they're constantly engaged in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. That is the characteristic of a devotee, is always joyful. By practicing Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga, one becomes fearless and joyful. Unless one becomes fearless and joyful, he cannot understand the signs of God. This verse refers to those who are completely freed from the fearfulness of this material world. When one is so liberated, he can really understand the transcendental feature of the form of the Lord. Lord Shiva therefore advises everyone to practice Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga. Thus the Vedas, so I'm just getting to the last line. Thus the Vedas enjoin that for one who has unflinching faith in the lotus feet of the Lord as well as in the spiritual master, the real import of Vedic knowledge can be revealed. And when that knowledge is revealed, one can really appreciate the beauty of the Lord. So that's how Lord Shiva is describing the beauty of the Lord. So much. The Lord is so beautiful. And later on, we'll read when the churning of the ocean, that pastime happens, how even Lord Shiva got attracted by the beauty, the Madan Mohini feature of the Lord. That's how beautiful Krishna is. So all we have to do is to keep on tasting. Right now we are suffering from jaundice of ignorance. So we cannot appreciate the beauty, or even if we do appreciate it, just temporary. It just comes in the mind and then goes away. So, but for it to remain constantly in our heart, we have to cleanse our heart. We have to really make it a place fitting for the Lord to sit constantly, always. So for that, Chetu Darpan Marjanam by Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. When that happens, the Lord will come and sit in our heart, always. And then we can relish that beauty. Just like Bill Mangal Thakur, when he was coming to Vrindavan, he somehow got attracted by one lady who was with her husband, and she was fetching water from the well, and Bill Mangal Thakur just followed them. And the husband, once they reached the home, he asked Bill Mangal Thakur that, Swamiji, what do you want? So by that time, although Bill Mangal Thakur was attracted by the bodily beauty of this lady, but by that time, he understood what mistake he was making. So he asked that man that, please give me the hairpin of your wife, from your wife's head. And the man was surprised. Swamiji, what are you asking? Just give me that. So the man complied, okay, here. He brought the hairpin from his wife's head. So Bill Mangal Thakur immediately plucked his own eyes. He said, these eyes are the problem, because I cannot resist myself getting attracted to this material beauty. I was attracted by your wife's beauty. So no more eyes, no more looking. And that's it. No more getting distracted. And then he left for Vrindavan, although he was blind. And Krishna, seeing this situation of his devotee, he appeared and he came. Oh, Baba, come, I'll take you to Vrindavan. And Krishna took him. Just this little boy being there, holding hands of Bill Mangal Thakur and showing him the path and taking him on the path to Vrindavan. And when they reached Vrindavan, Krishna said, okay, Baba, now you are here. Now I have to go home. Maya must be waiting for me. And Bill Mangal Thakur said, by that time he understood it was Krishna. He said, हाथ तो छुड़ा कर जाते हो, दिल से निकल के जाओगे तो बताओ. So you're going away. I mean, you're leaving my hand and going away. You run away from my heart. Then I will see that you can really run away. So that is what we want. Him to come and sit in our hearts forever. Actually, there's one poet, I don't know the name of that poet. He has said that, oh Krishna, you are very crooked. You're so crooked that even you cannot even stand straight. You have to stand in threefold bending form. So you're bent at three places. You're not straightforward. But Krishna, I'm also crooked. I'm very crooked, and I've cheated so many people so many times. So my heart is very, very crooked. But if you come and sit in my heart, you will fit perfectly well, because my heart is crooked and you're crooked. And you will sit perfectly well in my heart, and you won't be able to even go away, because you'll be stuck there. So different devotees, different poets have described differently the beauty of the Lord and their relationship with the Lord. So all we have to do our Vedi Bhakti properly. We cannot imitate Raga Marga. So Vedi Bhakti is chanting properly. So now month of Kartik is approaching. I think it's starting from Sunday, 31st October. So beautiful, beautiful month, very auspicious. Srimati Radharani's month. So we should try to increase our chanting and get more and more mercy of Radharani and Krishna. Thank you all very much. So we'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, can you share the background? There is such a beautiful, lovely picture of Kana.
This one?
Yes.
Sure, I'll post it.
Kartik is starting on 31st, and some people are saying it's starting from tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know. There seems to be some confusion.
No, either some people follow Ekadashi. On the day of Ekadashi it starts, which was yesterday or day before. Mostly in ISKCON we follow Purnima.
Purnima is from 31st.
So that is when the Kartik starts.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Okay, so we can stop here. You all have a wonderful and safe day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.